Faux and synthetic suede is a lightly textured fabric and a great alternative to the real thing. It can be used for garments, bag making, and home decor. This fabric is best used for simple designs without a lot of fussy details. It's usually made from polyester or a poly blend, so check the care instructions to see how to care for it. It can come in different weights. Lightweight is best for garments and costumes, while heavier weight is best for jackets, home decor, and bags. This type of fabric typically doesn't have any give, so choose projects that don't require stretch. Also, it has a nap, so you'll want to choose the nap pattern layout. If you don't have a nap layout, mark the top of the patterns with a T. Those marks, along with the grain line arrows, should all be laid in the same direction. To prevent puncture marks, you'll want to avoid straight pins as much as possible. Cut your patterns on a single layer of fabric and use weights and a rotary cutter. When putting seams together, use clips instead of pins. At your sewing machine, you'll want to use a stitch length of at least 3, especially if you're using a thicker synthetic suede. You can use regular all-purpose thread to sew. For a needle, use a sharp. For a lightweight, an 80-12 is fine, but you may use a 90-14 for heavier fabric. For the presser foot, you can try using the standard foot, but it might be easier to use the non-stick foot so it slides smoother over the fabric, or a walking foot. As you sew your seam, hold the fabric taut. You're not pulling on it, but just keeping it tight. This will help prevent puckers in your seam. Seams can either be pressed open or pressed to the side. With the heavier fabric, seams may feel bulky, so it's okay to use something like fusible webbing or seam tape to keep the seam allowance flat. Or sew a top stitch next to the seam line for a nice finished look. When pressing, you want to be careful since the fabric is synthetic and you don't want to damage fibers with a hot iron. Either use a press cloth to protect the fabric or use steam and finger press open. Interfacing can be used for the lighter weight fabric, but choose something that works for polyester fabric. Also, the lighter weight type of faux suede can fray, so either use an overcast stitch to finish or use the liquid product that stops fraying on the edges. This type of fabric comes in a variety of colors and is not terribly hard to sew, so it's a great fabric to use for all kinds of projects. Our book, Professor Pincushin's Beginner Guide to Sewing, Garment Making for Nervous Newbies, is now available to order. Go to professorpincushion.com/books or click on the link in the description to see a list of vendors where you can purchase it.